Hello, this is Arjay. Welcome to biblebutnotboring. So today we are going to have my dad, Robert, and we are going to be aiming for 2 chapters in Esther chapters 5 to 6. So I really hope you enjoy this interview. It's gonna be really fun. I feel like this Esther series has been a lot of ups. And make sure to stay tuned till the end because we've got some hilarious Bible jokes and some really interesting facts about Esther chapter 5 and 6. Alright, this is RJ. Thank you for everybody who listens to the podcast. And that's all. Let's get started. Salami, homie.
Shalami, homie.
Or, hey man.
Shalomo.
Shlomo? Yeah, that works. Hey man.
Hey.
Hey man, how you doing?
Hey man, what you say, man?
Welcome to this episode of Bible But Not Boring.
BBNB.
BBNB, Bible But Not Boring. Big announcement. First of all, Happy Hanukkah, everybody. So this, if you do celebrate, today is when Hanukkah begins at sundown. This is when it's going to be released. So welcome to the podcast and Happy Hanukkah. Can you tell everybody Happy Hanukkah?
I did. I said Happy Hanukkah.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? Well, I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. I don't have that kind of memory. But welcome to the podcast, Dad. We introduced him in the first minute of the podcast, so you should be aware of his identity now.
Welcome. I never left.
Oh no. Yeah, we did actually forget about Gary. But that wasn't vintage Bible But Not Boring.
Yeah.
That was biblical oldies. Bible But Not Boring oldies. Wait, we're not that old though. No.
Biblical oldies.
Yeah, biblical oldies. I mean, every Bible chapter is oldie. They're so old, and they just keep getting older every year. Well, they find out more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not as old as God, though. Not as old as God. Well, welcome to the podcast, everybody. I actually already said that a few times. So today, I asked my mom, hey, can I turn on some Kirk Franklin in the car? And she's like, who's Kirk Franklin?
She didn't know?
She's like, who's Kirk Franklin?
Did she know when you played it at least?
No.
Who's played that with her?
Yeah, I'm surprised she doesn't know who Kirk Franklin is.
What'd she think?
She's like, yeah, he's a guy.
She was feeling it, or what?
Kind of. I don't know how to explain it. She's just like, she was like singing along, so I guarantee that she at least enjoyed it.
Okay.
I mean, some of his stuff is good, but a lot of it is just super redundant and repetitive and and eventually it just sounds like the same thing over and over again and gets a little annoying.
Sounds like that one artist. What was it? Passion of Praise. But anyways, what are we reading in this week?
Well, today we are going to be...
Sorry.
Yeah, you're forgiven. So today we are going to be reading Esther chapter 5 through and 6.
How many chapters of Esther are there?
10.
10, okay. I know it's pretty short. I just couldn't remember how long.
Yeah, there's a few. So I was checking out, if you know Spotify, you know that platform. So, I was checking out my 2025 Wrapped for Creators. And I hate it because when I look at the analytics, it won't tell me who the person is. It will just say, blah, 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 male, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, they won't tell you who they are.
Yeah, so it says my top listeners' favorite top artist was Josiah Queen and listened to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh, interesting.
I'm guessing...
Maybe it was another account that you listened to it from.
No, I don't...
Was it your other account?
I listen to other podcasts so much. They'll play throughout when I'm sleeping. So Bible But Not Boring is not really...
Mine had a special message from Ninjas or Butterflies.
Oh, what did it say?
I don't remember. Just whatever they recorded.
Oh, well, yeah. You started started binging Ninjas or Butterflies, and watching every single episode of theirs. So I am doing the same thing if the Bible is funny.
It said that I listened to, there was one day where I think I listened to, 6 hours of podcast or something.
Wow. Well,
Must have been, on a road trip or something.
Well, who's your favorite Christian artist?
Well, according to Spotify, it's Toby Mac.
Toby Mac. That's the one you listen to most.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should probably get in. Are you ready to get started?
Okay.
All right. Well, so without further ado, let's do it.
Okay.
All right. On the third day, Esther put on her. So recap. We were right after chapter 4, where after it says she's going to go to the king. If she dies, she dies. Okay. On the third day, Esther put on her royal robes and stood in the inner courtyard of the king's palace, opposite of the king's hall. The king was sitting on his royal throne in the king's hall across the entrance to the hall. When the king saw Esther, the queen, standing to the courtyard, she won his favor, so that the king extended the gold scepter to his hand toward Esther. Esther approached and touched the tip of the scepter. "What is it you want, Queen Esther?" the king asked her. "Whatever you request, up to half the kingdom, it will be given to you." "If it is all right with the king," answered Esther, "let the king and Haman come today to the banquet I've prepared for him." The king said, "Bring Haman quickly so what Esther asked for can be done."
Boo!
Oh, yeah. Wait, you said boo to Esther.
Well, you said Haman a little bit ago.
Okay. Yeah, true. I forgot that. Unfortunately, I forgot that. At the banquet of the wine, the king again said to Esther, "Whatever you request, you will be granted it. Whatever you want, up to half the kingdom, it will be done." Then Esther answered, "My request, what I want is this. If I have won the king's favor..." Okay, I missed a part, but basically she keeps going banquet to banquet to banquet. "If it pleases the king to grant my request and do what I want, let the king and Haman come to the banquet which I prepare for them tomorrow. And tomorrow I will do as the king has said." That day, Haman went out happy and in good spirits. But when Haman saw Mordecai at the king's gate, that he neither rose nor moved for him, Haman was infuriated with Mordecai. "Mordu!" Nevertheless, Haman restrained himself and went home, where he summoned and brought his friends and Zeresh his wife. Haman boasted to them about his vast wealth, his many sons, and everything connected with how the king has promoted him.
"Look at my wealth and my many sons."
He's just as bad as the king. Remember, we were doing the first episode, and it was just like, we were saying he was just like showing off his riches to everybody.
You have a bunch of horses?
Yeah, he had a bunch. No, that was King Solomon.
Oh,
yeah,
shoot,
so,
I always
yeah.
get that confused.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of odd kings on this podcast.
The Odd Kings podcast.
Do you think we should change our name to that?
No one will understand what it is.
Odd Kings podcast intro.
Bible, but not kings that are normal.
Yeah, Bible, but not kings that are normal. I love that. That's our new intro. Love it. So the king had promoted him and given him precedence over the officials and the servants of the king. "Indeed," Haman added, "Esther the queen let nobody into the banquet with the king that she had prepared except myself.
Indeed.
And tomorrow too I am invited by her, together with the king." This is Haman boasting. "Yet none of this does me any good as long as I see Mordecai the Jew remaining seated at the king's gate." So awful. At this, Zeresh his wife and his friends said to him, "Have a gallows 75 feet high constructed, and in the morning speak to the king about having Mordecai hanged on it. Then go in and enjoy yourself with the king at the banquet." Haman liked the idea, so he had gallows made. Alright, so any first thoughts?
I had a thought, but I guess I forgot. Not sure if I will remember it or not.
Alright. Are you rhyming or do you actually have a thought?
I did have a thought, but I can't remember it now.
Alright, well, so...
What you got in those notes there?
So when the king... So we are actually going to be reading a different edition of this chapter. We were reading from the Complete Jewish Bible, but this has another version. But first we're going to say, start this off with, say, a few notes. So, the king came to Esther and was merciful about and gave her the gold scepter, because remember the gold scepter is that if he lets someone have it, then they can use it. Remember, if he hands it out to somebody, they don't get killed for coming to the king's palace.
Okay.
But that is kind of a stupid rule, that you die if you enter the king's presence.
Well, he's serious.
Yeah.
You will die.
Yeah, exactly. But the king knows that Esther has a good reason for approaching him, so he shows courtesy. So, now we are going to read the Greek translation, and this is going to be pretty interesting. Alright, so this is the Greek Bible.
Okay.
Esther chapter 5. Esther goes to the king. Queen Esther prayed for 3 days, then took off the clothes she had been wearing. Remember, this is from last time they all fast for Esther, so she can go to the king.
Okay.
She takes off the clothes she has been wearing and put on her splendid robes again. In all her royal splendor, she prayed again to her God and Savior, who sees everything walking like a queen. Walking like a queen, she left her room accompanied by 2 servant women, one of them escorting her by the arm, and the other holding up the train of her robe. Queen Esther's face was radiantly beautiful. She looked as cheerful as she was lovely, but in her heart she was terror-stricken. Terror. She passed through all the doors and entered the throne room, where she stood before the king. He was seated on the royal throne, dressed in glorious robes, which were covered with gold and precious jewels. It was an awe-inspiring sight. His face glowed with splendor, but when he saw Esther, he stared at her with fierce anger. She grew weak and turned pale. She almost fainted and had to lean her head on her attendant's shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
But God changed the king's anger into tender concern. He quickly rose from his throne and took her in his arms until she was able to stand. He calmed her with comforting words. "What is it, Esther?" he said to her. "I am your husband. There's no need to be afraid. Our law applies only to ordinary people. You will not die. Come here to me. Come here to me." He lifted his golden scepter and touched her on the neck with it. Then he kissed her and said, "Tell me what you want." "When I looked at you, Lord, I thought I was seeing an angel of God," the queen answered, "and I was overcome by your awesome majesty. You are so marvelous, and your face is so full of kindness." But while she was speaking, she fainted again.
Wow.
The king was concerned about her, and all his attendants tried to revive her.
Huh.
So, that is the Greek edition. Interesting, right?
Yeah, it's a little different, isn't it?
Yeah.
That one talks about she prayed and stuff too, huh?
Yeah, she did in the normal version also.
Oh, did she? Oops.
Yeah. But it just doesn't say that in chapter. It just doesn't start that in chapter 5. I forgot to recap that, but she prays and fasts along with all of the Israelites to, yeah. So, now, basically what we just read, if you may be like, what did I just hear? Esther goes to the king, and the king is furious that she dare comes into the palace. And he's about to kill her, and she faints. And then she comes, and then, the king hands her out the golden scepter, and he's like, comforts her because God changes his heart. Which, if the king did act like this, that would have been, awful. That would have made him a really bad king. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, alright. Now, moving on.
Okay.
I think it's kind of funny that Haman brings his friends over to brag. He's just like, look how cool I am.
Yeah, come on, homies.
That's come on, homies. It's like if I went on this podcast and was like, I get 40 listens every month. How many do you get? Okay, maybe a little. He probably got a little bit more than 40 listens, but anyway, yeah, he was a rich man, like we were talking about in last time, chapter 3, when he gave the king $17 million.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Just rolling around.
Yeah, just rolling around with money.
Crazy.
But still, he was so stuck up in his head. He really was. So, if you don't know, 50 cubits is like a cubit. 1 cubit is about like almost 2 feet. So.
Yeah, I know. I've looked it up before.
That would have been higher than the palace.
Crazy.
And when they said 50 cubits high, it might have been 75. I don't remember, but that was like them being like when his friend said, "Make a gala 50 cubits high."
How big was the ark? Do you remember?
No, I don't think it said. But this was supposed to be an exaggeration, but Haman is taking this stuff serious. So, you have any other notes for this chapter?
No, sir.
All right, well, let's get on to the next chapter. And before we get on to the next chapter, I did tell my mom that she did say back in a few episodes ago that she wanted to hear this story when we read it. So I'm going to go check on her and see how that's doing. I'm sorry. She couldn't join. She's dealing with the baby. She did say she'll pick on me about it next episode. But anyway, we will have to continue without her.
Wham wham, baby.
I remember you had a hernia in before when I was like a lot younger. I would like end up like falling, and I'll be like, and I'd be used to just like leaning on you for some reason.
Okay.
And then you're like, I can't really lean on you right now because you had like a hernia before, and then I would always remember being a little sad, and I remember up in the music, like the music was played because you were at a store, and it went, "I have got nobody to lean on."
Oh.
And I always thought that was hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah.
So funny. Thanks for sharing my hernia with the world.
Oh, sorry. Oh, well. But that was it.
Are we reading chapter 7 now?
Yeah.
Or 6?
6. Okay. Nope. Don't even.
I'm not doing anything. That's you, man.
Okay. Yeah, it might have been me. All right. So we are going to get into chapter 6.
Yeah, these shorts are so chapter, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, 6. It's weird when you look at a chapter and it fits on a page.
It's 14 verses.
That's not that much.
All right. That night, the king couldn't sleep, so he ordered the records of the daily journal brought, and they were read. No, that did not work. All right. That night, the king could not sleep, so he ordered the records of the daily journal brought to him, and they were read to the king. It was found written that Mordecai had told about Bigtana and Teresh. Bigtana.
Hello, I'm a Bigtana.
Bigtana. I'm a big town. That is funny. And Teresh, 2 of the king's officers from the group in charge of the private entryways, who had conspired to assassinate. What? I think I said that a little awkward.
You said that a little. Assassinate.
All right, King Kavros.
You sound like a conehead. Assassinate.
Oh my gosh. Okay. The private entryways who had conspired to assassinate King Ahasuerus. The king said what honor of distinction was conferred on Mordecai for this, basically saying what was bestowed upon Mordecai for this great act that he did. The king's servants answered, nothing was done for him. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, I was doing something. As the king then said, who's that in the courtyard? For Haman had come into the outer courtyard of the king's palace to speak to the king about hanging Mordecai. Hangman. That's a fun game.
It's actually based on Haman.
That actually sounds fun.
That sounds like legit, doesn't it?
Yeah, that does.
I made it up. Bible, but not true. Facts.
We're not indoctrination, though, so yeah. On the gallows he had prepared for him. The king's servants told him, verse 5, it's Haman standing there in the courtyard. It's Haman standing there in the courtyard.
It's Haman standing there in the courtyard.
Yeah, it's Haman standing there in the courtyard.
Boo.
Yes, okay. The king...
You said it so many times, like in between the last time I booed, though.
Yeah. The king said, have him come in. So Haman came in.
Oh.
Okay. All right. You did it. You did it.
You did it to yourself.
You caught me. The king said to him, "What should be done for a man that the king wants to honor?" Thought to himself, "Whom would the king want to honor more than me?" So answered the king, "For a man the king wants to honor, have royal robes brought which the king himself wears for the horse. The king himself rides with a royal crown on its head.
Cute.
The robes and the horse shall be handed over to one of the king's most respected officials, and they should be put the robes on the man the king wants to honor, and lead him on the horseback through the streets of the city, proclaiming ahead of him, 'This is what is done for a man that the king wants to honor.'" The king said up, "Hurry and take the robes and horses, and do as you said to this, and do this for Mordecai the Jew, who sits at the king's gate. Don't leave out anything you mentioned." So took the robes and horse, dressed Mordecai, and led him riding through the streets of the city, as he proclaimed ahead of him, "This is what is done for a man whom the king wants to honor." Then Mordecai returned to the king's gate, but Haman rushed home with his head covered in mourning. His head was covered in mourning.
Well, not like daytime, like sadness.
Oh, okay.
Like mourning, that's called mourning.
I was thinking like the white
Which is
headbands.
weird. Why do you think they would call sadness mourning? Because generally I guess because when you wake up in the morning, you're sad.
You know why
Usually daytime is happy.
You know why the guy missed the funeral?
Why?
Because he wasn't a morning person.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. So.
But
Verse 13. After Haman had told Zeresh his wife and all his friends everything that had happened to him, his advisors and his wife Zeresh said to him, "If Mordecai before whom you have begun to fall is a Jew, you will not get the better of him. On the contrary, your downfall before him is certain."
Okay.
While they were talking with him, the king's officials came hurrying to bring Haman to the banquet Esther had prepared. So, that is pretty hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the worst, for hilarious.
Well, sorry.
Yeah. I didn't mean to be rude, but haha. I mean, I don't think we really laugh at it anymore because we've heard the dramatic irony so many times that it's not really a surprise anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's pretty funny for the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible. I mean, if you've ever seen the Bible is funny, they just prove the point that the Bible is not funny. Okay, sometimes they're actually pretty funny things about the Bible, actually.
There's just things in the Bible that if it's isolated, it sounds kind of crazy and off.
Yes.
You know.
For sure. Especially if we are talking about the Bible's funny card game.
Oh, yeah.
They have random pieces of the Bible, and they'll use them as cards for an apples to apples kind of game.
Yeah.
And it will be kind of like what do you mean, but it will have a description. It will be instead of rock paper scissors, we play rock paper, and then it will be jawbone of a donkey.
Yeah, I think I played it one time with you and your mother.
All right, I was playing this one time with my buddies, and it said, "Kids are spoiled rotten these days." But back then, I was used to only get a bag of blank in my Christmas stocking, and someone put down hemorrhoids. And that was always the funniest thing that ever happened to me.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a great game. So.
You got any notes sitting there on chapter 6?
Yes, sir, I do. So, now, I mean, there is a case that Esther is a story, as we've heard before.
Yeah.
So, and this chapter kind of proves that case, because it's literally a comic relief after all of this drama has been happening.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. There's no Greek version of this chapter, unlike last chapter when we read the Greek version. Right? Weird, right?
So they don't have a translation for chapter 6?
Nope, they don't.
At all?
Not at all.
Do they have chapter 7?
Okay.
No, do they have the rest of it? Do they have the rest of Esther translated is what I'm
I
asking.
believe so. They just don't have this part out. They just have this part out, basically make Esther boring for people.
What about in the Sefer, in that Esther 2 or whatever it's called?
I don't know. We should check that. We should check that out. It has roles of addition to Esther.
Now, what about other translations of it? Have you looked at NIV or anything? I don't have my phone to look it up. I'm not sure.
I mean, I've heard NIV. It's basically this pretty
It still
similar.
has chapter 6.
Yep. Yeah, it's just a Greek one.
Weird.
So, Xerxes probably says the weirdest thing. Oh, I'm very tired and I can't go to sleep. Bring me my guide to read my journal. I love listening to someone read my journal so I can go to sleep.
No, I don't think it was his journal, wasn't it?
It was like what's happening to the
chronicles of the day or whatever. I don't even know how it was worded. It's probably just like the news for the day.
Yeah, it was like what was going on.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely past it after a day.
What if we didn't have TV or radio and you just like hired somebody to come and just recite the news to you? I'm getting kind of tired. Why don't you come in here, Billy, and let me know about the news? Well, today a squirrel stole the nuts out of the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, that stinking squirrel. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, those darn squirrels.
Those darn squirrels.
Alright. But also, if you don't know this about me, I listen to a lot of podcasts to go to sleep. I have a majority of podcasts, mostly stuff like this. I listen to me to go to sleep sometimes, honestly.
Yeah, you do, because I've come in at 2 o'clock in the morning and I hear your voice.
Seriously?
Yes.
I actually have some secret agents that come in at 2 in the morning to record podcasts with me. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I listen, it's basically the same thing. They're listening to a podcast to go to sleep. Xerxes is kind of listening to a modern day podcast back then.
Sure.
To go to sleep.
What if they had like radio personalities too, and they're like, haha, well, here's what happened today, Jim.
Okay, getting ready for, it sounds like a play or something.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to our performance. Kind of like people at the football game, but they know what happened.
Yeah, like announcers. That's what I'm saying, like a radio show.
Yeah. No, they could just be playing squirrel took nuts from tree.
That'd be if I was the announcer.
No, I think you're a little better than that.
Well, today we did a podcast.
Yeah. All right. So next we have
comic relief.
This is Haman's beginning of his fall.
Oh, this is his villain arc or something like that. This is his origin story or whatever you want to say.
We should have a origin story of Haman, like fiction, like novel.
There you go.
The origin story of Haman. Wait, what if it's like Esther's like some like fantasy like epic like war, and it's like Haman has like some like magic power or something, and they're fighting him.
Sounds like some weird Kabbalah thing.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's not a thing actually, but I feel like there would be something like that's out there. Yeah. I mean, if there's a theory about Solomon using a ring to get demons to eat through walls for his temple.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So Haman starts. This is Haman starting to fall. So the king invites Haman to enter because he needs an advisor. And I gotta say, Haman was like so prideful that he probably imagined being king of Persia someday. He was He was like so like puffed up. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, in context, he was like, I am God, basically. Yeah. Maybe not that bad, but like he was.
Close.
Yeah. Kind of like some people. So there's some people with that like prideful source, but then there's a bunch of people that are like, I hate myself. Yeah. So, the king, I feel like he must have had to be suspicious of Haman saying the monarchy of Persia to be bestowed upon this man that the king wants to honor. I mean, the king probably would have known that this was like Haman that wanted to do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think he was drunk at this time.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. He's drunk too much. There should have been a law in Persia that kings weren't allowed to be drunk after this. Right? Yeah. So this issue...
Good thing they make all the rules.
Yeah. There's some interesting hard rules in Persia, like it's affected a lot of history in Persia that you see in the Bible.
Okay.
But they cannot, when they command something with their signet ring, they cannot break that command.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like in Daniel, when he's like, if someone doesn't bow down to me, like he didn't want Daniel to be in the lion's den, but, or like, something like, stuff like that, or like this, he did a signet ring, so this law couldn't be broken.
Yeah.
But, there is something really interesting that happens, the way that Esther and Mordecai fix this. So, the issue involves shame and honor. Haman was trying to restore his honor by this being like... So, he was trying to restore his honor from some type of... I'm sorry. He's trying to restore his honor...
Sure.
By, like, hanging Mordecai on the gallows that's higher than the king's palace.
Yeah.
Which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's... Could you imagine? Like, if the neck, like, broke or something and the body fell, it'd be so far.
Yeah. And he also had, like, the stake where
and you hear it go...
That's a good point.
Alright, what else we got?
So, Israelites at this time will be dying laughing at Haman's...
Rude.
Yeah. So I was listening to this one guy, Tom Bradford. He said he knew an Arabian who had a high military status. I don't remember the whole story, but like a bunch of something bad happened to him. He did all these stuff and he got like caught trying to kill somebody for the army.
Oof.
And then he ran to America and he became like Christian. And then Tom Bradford asked this guy why Arabians hate the Israelites so much.
Okay. Because
you know how they like attack them all the time and stuff.
Okay.
And ever since Israel was a found state in 1940 gang rhymes. But this guy's answer was unbearable humiliation. Which makes a lot of sense.
Interesting.
So this is kind of like Haman. He hates Mordecai and all the Israelites so bad because unbearable humiliation.
Yeah.
Having to move them. And Mordecai refusing to bow. He's having to like all of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he ever...
Interesting.
Since Esther never said, it's never revealed her identity so far, Haman doesn't know that he is accidentally threatening the king's death also, and the queen's death. So, the spirit of Amalek plays a role in Esther.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, Haman was an Amalekite, and all of this humiliation and all of these things that he's doing against the Israelites is because his Amalekite blood. That's what we were talking about, remember?
Oh, okay.
So that adds a lot of context.
It's been a little while between the podcasts.
Yeah, it has. But yeah. So, that's all the notes we have. Any last sayings?
No, it's funny because ever since we saw the play of Esther, I always when we're reading it, I'm trying to picture where that scene was and stuff,
Yeah. Alright, so
that's all I got.
Alright, thanks. So before we leave, I have a few Bible jokes to tell.
Oh boy.
To lighten the mood.
Okay.
Some of these are really funny. I told everybody to wait. Do you want to take turns saying them?
Sure.
Alright. Why couldn't Cain make a sacrifice that pleased the Lord?
He wasn't able to?
Yeah, because he wasn't able.
Oh, I guessed.
Alright, that one.
What time of the day did God create Adam?
Just before Eve?
Yikes.
Alright. Who was the greatest female financier in the Bible?
Who?
Pharaoh's daughter. She went down to the bank of the Nile and drew out a little prophet.
What
was that? Okay. According to the Bible, which one of Yahweh's servants was the most flagrant lawbreaker?
Ew, I don't know who.
Moses, because he broke all 10 commandments at once.
Oh, damn.
All right, that one.
How do we know that Job went to a chiropractor? Because Job 16:12 says, "All was well with me, but he seized me by the neck." That's rough.
Yeah. Who may have been the shortest man in the Bible? There are 3 possibilities. One is Zacchaeus. He's so short he had to climb a tree to see Jesus.
Ooh.
Bildad, the Shuhite, one of Job's 3 friends. Nehemiah, the central figure of a book that bears the name.
That's bad.
What did the classmates say when he was asked what did the classmates say when he was asked why they kept walking next to the same person at school?
Why?
I was told I'm supposed to walk by faith.
Oh.
Okay. Why did Adam and Eve do math every day?
Why?
They were told to be fruitful and multiply.
Yikes.
Why do you...
Because those are rough, man.
How are those rough? They're so funny.
Yeah.
You don't like them.
They're worse than dad jokes, I think.
I love dad jokes. I don't know. I kind of grew up in millennial humor, so I love millennial humor. Which is just stupid stuff.
Which is just your parents.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you a lot for listening to Bible but not boring. But not boring. It's not boring. Not boring. All right. Well, that's embarrassing.
Not as bad as those jokes.
Those jokes were awesome. What? Okay, what was the one that stuck out to you that you thought was so rough?
Hey, real quick, happy Hanukkah.
Oh yeah, happy Hanukkah, everybody.
Enjoy your latkes, your sufganiyot.
Sufganiyot. I can't forget the sufganiyot.
And the Festival of Lights.
Festival of Lights.
We'll be back next week.
Next Sunday, yeah. So, 7 days in a Hanukkah. We will see you with hope, so we can look forward to more chapters of Esther.
Yep.
Yeah, and more Bible jokes that are really rough and make my dad cringe. All right, well, thanks for listening, watching. Wait, you can't. That would be kind of boring to watch.
Can they watch the words on Spotify?
Oh yeah, we do. We did just get captions and transcripts on Spotify.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, you can watch the words. You can also look at. We have like chapters. It's like separated by chapters, so we can have that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And that costs you $50 a month to do that?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would pay that. Maybe when we're like a lot more popular. But please follow us. Thank you for everybody who listens. I've been trying to do this ever since episode 9, so I'm gonna do it now.
Okay.
Shout out to Miss Danielle and her kids.
Okay.
That listen to a lot of these, I think.
Oh, nice.
And also shout out to Miss Amy and her kids.
Oh, cool.
Who I'm suspecting they're the suspect of my @1 listener because there are statistics on Spotify that.
Okay, hey, if you guys are listening to it, you tell Arjay something.
Yeah, please email me at biblebutnotboring@aol.com because I check that too often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in there.
No, nothing. I mean, Instagram stuff.
Yeah.
Because yes, please also follow us on Instagram. We are pretty active on there, at least 3 posts a week. We have some good videos. We have some okay videos. We have some bad videos.
And some posts.
Yeah. Some good posts, some okay posts, some bad posts. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody. We post consistently. We're a very consistent podcast. Please follow us.
All right, yeah. Enjoy your Sufganiyot.
Sufganiyot. If you celebrate Hanukkah. If you don't,
you should.
Get out of here. I'm just joking. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Woo, bye.
Bye. Oh, hey, look, it's Gary. It's Gary.
Hey, did I miss the podcast?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Oh, hey, this is Arjay here. I haven't left yet. Please, I came here for episode 20. We would like to do a Q&A episode. So if you have any questions, we will answer you for episode 20. We tried to do this with episode 10, but that didn't necessarily work. we had one question that was from my mom. So we're going to try to do this. We're giving her another shot now since we have a bigger audience. So yeah, if you have any questions, please reach out to us. Email us at biblebutnotboring@aol.com. It's in the show notes. And also, you can comment on one of our Instagram posts with a question. And that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for my devoted fans and everybody who listens. And goodbye.